everyone, and welcome back to Homeschool and Chill, the YouTube channel that seeks to alleviate your stress and anxiety about homeschooling. My name is Corinne, and today it is another Get Money Monday. I know it's been a long time since we've done a Get Money Monday, and it's been a long time since I've done a video, period, and I'll get to that in a minute. But I wanted to start this series back up because I want to help you guys to find some ways to earn an income while homeschooling. So without further ado, let's just jump into it and let's get back to Get Money Monday. So, in our last video that we did, Get Money Monday, I'll have the link to that if you haven't seen it already. But in our last video, I talked about different ways that you can teach in order to earn an income from home and allowing you the flexibility that you need in order to homeschool your children. So I named a variety of different ways that you can teach from home or teach online. You can tutor in person, of course, but there are different platforms, different websites where you can apply and you can become an online tutor or an online teacher. So I named a few of the ones that I had tried before. I had even mentioned some ones that are, going out of business soon because they cater to students in China, and China's education laws are changing, and so those companies will not be around anymore. But there are still some companies where you can teach English as a second language online, such as Cambly, and Native Camp, I believe, is another one. And I've also mentioned just some opportunities where you can teach children that are right here in the United States online. And one that I mentioned in particular is Outschool. Now, in my last video, I was saying how I was just really nervous about getting started, how I was excited about the opportunity, but I needed to, figure out how I wanted to go about teaching on Outschool. Well, guess what? I figured it out. So I figured it out, and I have been teaching on Outschool for a few months now, and I've got a few students under my belt, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing well enough at the point where the previous job that I had working for Magic Ears, I no longer see the appeal to work for them anymore, even though it's still a wonderful company. But I do know that they will be going out of business soon because they are a company that allows you to tutor Chinese students and teach them English. So I know that they'll be going out of business soon. So this is the reason why I wanted to find something else to do from home. And so far, Outschool has been working really well for me, where I'm earning pretty much the same that I was on Magic Ears, but I'm working about half the time. So that's really exciting for me. It's allowed me some more free time, and it's allowed me to be more creative because I am creating the classes myself and not using the materials that they are using. So if you are curious what I am teaching on Outschool, I am teaching reading classes mostly, and I've just created a circle time class for preschool or early kindergarten students. So if you are interested in some of the classes that I am offering on Outschool, look in the description, and I have the link there for you. So you can go to my profile and you can see what classes that I'm offering and at what times, and you can even get your kiddos signed up too. If teaching online is not your thing, it's time for us to explore some other opportunities on this episode of Get Money Monday. And so I wanted to explore writing. Last time it was teaching, and this time we're moving into writing. And the reason why I'm choosing those two things to start off with is because those are things that are particularly an interest of mine. So I want to tell you about some different writing gigs or opportunities that you can try to get into so that you can work from home and have more time to teach your children. So one of the first opportunities is kind of obvious because of the times that we live in, and it's become quite popular now, but blogging. Blogging is an awesome way for you to use your writing skills in order to earn an income and use your creative juices and be able to have more time to be at home with your family and homeschool. So the way that blogging works, if you're not familiar, is you're pretty much keeping a log of your life in a particular niche, whatever the word is, Niche. I've never known how to pronounce that word, and I've heard other people say it so many different ways, so I don't know who's right and who's not. I'm going to have to look that up later. But anyway, whatever your niche might be, that's what you decide to write about. So as a homeschool parent, your niche, I'm going to choose that one. Your niche might be homeschooling, where you start a blog where you're writing about your experience as a homeschool parent, maybe give you some tips and tricks, pretty much like what I'm doing virtually. So I'm doing pretty much a vlog type deal. And so blogging would be the more traditional sense that started off with computers, where you're just typing up whatever you feel, you're attaching different links to resources that other parents can look up and be able to be assisted by the things that you show. And even if it's not necessarily a self-help type deal, you can just talk about your own experiences and people can organically learn from what you're talking about without you necessarily having to present yourself as an expert on the subject. So whether it's homeschooling, whether it's parenting, just family life, crafting, whatever your thing may be, it may not have anything to do with homeschooling or family life, just whatever you're into, whatever your passion is, you can blog about it and have it on your own personal website, or there's already some sites where you can use and you can put your information there and earn an income. One site that I'm on is vocal.media. And on Vocal, I have put some of my works up there. I haven't necessarily been blogging up there, but I do have some of my short stories and poems available up there. I'll have the link to that too, so you can check out some of my stuff if you're interested. But the way that Vocal works is whenever you publish something on Vocal, it is published so that there's proof that it is your work, and anyone who tries to use it after you've published it, you do have proof that you have a published work and it belonged to you. And you do get paid for having your things up there. Now, when I say paid, I am talking about like change. This is spare change for something that you already do. If you already enjoy writing, then I do recommend that you go on Vocal, because you're going to write anyway if that is your thing. But by you putting it up there, it does gain you an audience. And every time somebody views your work, then it earns you some little change here and there. Not only that, but if you actually if you're not using the free version of it, if you actually become a member, then you are eligible to enter into different contests where you could win significant amounts of money. Usually the cash prizes are in the thousands, okay? I haven't won yet. But you do have the opportunity. Just doing something that you love to do, you can become eligible to win these different contests that you decide to enter. Not only that, but there's different milestones on the site that if you submit so many of your stories, or if you read so many of other people's stories, or different things like that, if your story gets featured on the homepage of the site, then they give you different cash incentives for that as well. So it's just like some spare change for something that you might already do if you are a creative person and you like to write. Vocal isn't the only site that has things available like that. There's Medium. That's another one where Medium seems a little more professional and polished to me, where if you're really into copywriting, which that brings me to my next point on our list of different writing jobs that you can get, is copywriting. If you have a creative voice and you have a way of pretty much knowing how to advertise or to explain a product or different things like that, then there are companies who are willing to hire people to pretty much do the talking for them. You pretty much type up different things that they use in their advertisements. I don't know if you've ever, you receive those emails where they're trying to get you to get a membership or to subscribe to something or to purchase a masterclass or whatever. There is a copywriter behind that who sat there and typed up all of this that has a certain voice. If this company wants to sound laid back and kind of cool or whatever, then they find someone who has that particular voice in their writing. If they want it to sound extremely professional, then they find someone who's going to maintain that brand. Whatever that company's brand is, then they find someone who can write to that brand's tone of voice. So copywriting is another one. So we've mentioned blogging, we've mentioned copywriting, and then there's just freelance writing in general, without you having to necessarily publish to a certain site or to work for a specific company. You can become a freelance writer. And the way that you do that is either by independent publishing your own works, whether you go on to Amazon and you publish your own work there yourself, you self-publish, all the way up to just, I lost my whole train of thought. Or if you do go on to different sites like Fiverr or Upwork or things like that, where people have posted what they need. I need a writer for ... And then you can try to link up with those people and you sign up for certain projects. And some of those projects actually lead to long-term consistent work, depending on how well your client was happy with what you produced. And then there's social media management, kind of the same idea that I gave you about copywriting, where you're basically being the voice of a brand. Well, that same sort of thing happens with different social media sites. There are companies as well as influencers or different people who want someone to do the writing for them when they have different posts or different things. And you can be the one who pretty much brings their platform to life or bring their social media account to life. That even though this is the person that you see on the profile picture, they're not actually the ones who are creating the post and writing the caption that goes underneath the photos on Instagram. And they're not the ones necessarily who are responding to people in the comments. It's a social media manager who is doing that. And so there's a lot of different aspects to being a social media manager. There's the writing aspect where you actually might be responding to different people commenting in the comment section, all the way up to actual design, where you might be the one who is putting together the different photos of products or different things and then coming up with the captions for that. And you're in control of the schedule. Like, when are you going to release certain posts or things in order to keep this social media account going and representing whoever it is that's paying you. So that's another awesome one. And you may not necessarily be a writer yourself. You may not be someone who wants to write things on your own, but someone who does have knowledge of writing or the English language or proper sentence structure and all of that, you might be amazing at editing, where there's someone else who is a great writer, but they may have problems with run-on sentences, or they may have problems with incomplete sentences. I almost said incomplete sentiments. I'm hungry. But so an editor really comes in handy there. Now, you may not be a professional editor who is affiliated with a publishing house or something like that, but if you have certain credentials, that you are an English major, that you have knowledge of different things, then you can prove to your client that you're perfect for the job. And some of these companies actually have tests that they put you through so that you can strut your stuff, even if you don't necessarily have the experience. I know if you go on Indeed.com, a lot of those different jobs like that, certain companies will have, when you apply, they'll have where a test comes up and you have to complete that test, and you'll show whether you're proficient in those different areas so they know if they want to go forward with an interview. So in this video, we discussed different types of writing gigs that you can get involved in where you can work from home. And I mentioned blogging, freelance writing, editing, copywriting, and social media management. That those are some things that you can do from home, and you can make pretty good money if you're working consistently. You are interested in getting some of your writing out there, you can get paid for getting it out there. And even though some of these things may not be full-time consistent work, sometimes when you just need the extra change to buy a new curriculum, or if you need the extra change to go on a field trip with your family or different things, these little gigs are things that can save you a lot of the times when that check hits, when that money hits that PayPal account. Then you're excited, like, okay, now I've got some extra money to do some things, and it doesn't affect our monthly budget that we already have, especially if you're new to homeschooling and you're just trying to figure out how in the world am I going to go from my child getting a free education in public school to now I'm kind of funding everything that they do. Here are some quick ways that you can earn a little bit of money here and there just to get you started until you can really figure out what you want to do long term. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful. I hope it gave you some ideas of some things that you can do to help you have a flexible work schedule, working from home, and being able to be more effective homeschooling your children. So stay tuned. Keep yourselves invested into this channel, even though I take breaks that are way too long. But I will be trying to keep this Get Money Monday series going so I can help you find some creative ways to earn some income without sacrificing time in your homeschool lifestyle. Okay, I hope that you like this video. I hope that you like, share, and subscribe. But most of all, love yourselves. Bye, loves.